I read here on the lineup, the president said it's either you buy fuel for 1,000 naira per liter, or you buy CNG for 200 naira per meter.
Yes, but the thing, it does not actually come cheap, because the way you put it is not correct.
It's
because
not correct.
CNG is not for the poor. It's not actually easy. I actually did it at 900,000. I'm sure you know what 900,000 to bring that together. Then we have another challenges now. The challenge is that you also queue to buy the CNG.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, that's another. To go to the airport road, you see a lot of car. In fact, you have to calculate at least 1 hour 30 minutes before you can buy. That's the problem. But in terms of the mileage coverage and the consumption level, it cannot be compared to fuel at all. But I think government need to do more to make sure that CNG is available at virtually like brick and mortar, at virtually every 2-3 stations around you. And also, it's not about the conversion itself again. Now it's about, we only have 2 choices now. Is either you go to Kubwa Road or you go to Lugbe Road. That's the only place, which is not a good one. I actually traveled to some part of Kogi State as well, Okene to be precise. Discovered that the CNG, there was only one.
Station.
There's only one station for the entire city. So it's something that we need to quickly, and I think government should unbundle that area so that private sector can actually come around to actually invest their money,
and that will make it more accessible,
right?
But don't you think that would also make it more expensive when the private sector comes in? I mean, it's a capitalist society. A businessman would always want to make profits.
No, as an economist, we believe in competition. Competition is always good for business. It's only government to create enabling environment and not to give one person opportunity compared to the other. Just like what is happening in the refinery now. You could see Dangote have the only refinery that is working. You have created room for monopoly, but whereby you have different, and I also want to challenge Aliko Dangote, an industrialist for excellence. Why will he also have his own truck queuing for CNG where we that have small car queue? You have to go to airport road. They have almost 1,000 truck queue to also buy CNG gas. I think in his capacity, he can even have 10 stations that will cater to his people.
That explains the long queue of trucks along the airport road.
In fact, the road is getting, you could see the road is getting affected.
It's already affected.
So I think they should do something meaningful about it, because you cannot tell us to go for CNG. Perhaps this Dangote has been enjoying it so much for long. In fact, if you look at the truck, they have one big middle thing that is assuming that, according to analysis, what will take them maybe 1.5 million from Lagos to Abuja could take them 150,000. Look at that benefit there. So I think by now, if you have Dangote Petrochemical, Dangote Refinery and Petrochemical, by now you should also open up, go to downstream and open up
businessman,
CNG.
I believe it's perhaps one of the things that is in the pipeline for him.
That would have pushing the effects.
It started off from cement and then transition to sugar, salt, other products.
But I must tell you, that's the major thing that is affecting us. We cannot buy before. You just go 3-4 cars,
but now you have to wait for a long queue of trucks,
and you see those trucks, not the same area, but where you are serving the truck, you are also serving the cars. So I think government need to do more to make sure that we have CNG stations where people can actually go. If you have like 15, 20 in Abuja, that would have solved the problem.
Way every corner
exactly.
You look at,
so now my CNG is getting reduced, and I'm also thinking,
how do you queue?
How do I queue? Nigeria would say be right of problems. May God help us.
Well, let's hope that in the coming days or weeks, something happens. 4 months. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's not easy.
And now that I'm thinking about starting my own in November, I might get it
in February. That's Nigeria for you.
Let's get down to business.
Right.
The federal government is seeking IMF's help, in a situation like this, where reports, especially the Maiduguri flooding and then the flooding in Lagos State recently and Bayelsa as well, have affected a lot of people, damaged a lot of property. People are being thrown into poverty due to that. And of course, the millions, the barrels of crude per day that are being, drawn out of the soil, which Nigerians are sort of, insinuating that there might be some sort of crisis in the oil and gas industry. All of these things are making the federal government to call for help from the IMF. The IMF is also stating on its part that the economy is not really doing well. The projection is not doing well. As an economist, what are we looking at, and why do we see the federal government crying to the IMF again?
Wow. Well, the first thing I would say is that we must acknowledge that the flood issue in Nigeria cannot be attributed to force majeure,
Yes.
which is natural, an act of God. Because, you know, this one is Onion Dam in the south,
Yes.
and you are seeing it coming up. What are you supposed to do? At least we have about 10 dams in Nigeria. We can increase the dam and make sure we project, in as much as we have, is it NIMET, Nigeria Meteorological Agency. They can tell you that so period, there's going to be more water, there's going to be more rain. Nothing